Hi guys, Shouvik here, SD3 at Walmart. As we discussed on our last video, so from this video onwards, I am going to start the 100 days daily coding challenges. Let's get started. So I guess my screen and audio is going to be visible to all of you. So today's questions on Leetcode is it is an easy level question, so we can if on an interview if you are getting a easy level question, then let's try to solve it like within a 10 to 15 minutes, because on most of the cases like there is bound to be a follow-up questions top of that. Let's start on the today's question. So on the today's questions we are given two nums array. One is named as nums1 and another is names of nums2, each having a like unique id as a first. Each nums has contained some elements, and each of the elements has two uh, like each having a length of 2, like each having two elements inside of each. So now inside the elements, like the first elements is an id and the second one is a value. And as per the questions, it is stated that like each of the nums elements are going to be sorted in ascending order based on their id values. uh, Now we have to basically perform the merge operations of these two arrays, considering few cases. Like if only IDs appear to at least one array, then too we are good. Like we can take any of them. If an particular ID is present on a particular array, then so we are going to take that particular ID from a particular nums only. But the case where two IDs are going to be belong to a two different nums, then we have to do a sum. We have to do the sum of the values, and we have to insert one ID corresponding to the sum of the values on the resultant array. So the question is pretty straightforward. Like if I am iterating you to the test cases, so on the test cases, like you can see that this is the nums1 and this is the nums2. Like nums1, if I consider the id, so the first element is an id. So if id equals to 1, then we have two entries of id equals to 1 on both the arrays. Then for id1, the resultant array id1 entry should be id1 from any of the array, and value should be sum of those, like 2 plus 4, 2 plus 4. So on this we have pushed to 1 comma 6 on the resultant array. Similarly, like 2 comma 3, like id2 is only belongs to a particular array, so we can directly push the elements 2 to the resultant array with the respective value. Like this array we have to build the array. Now if you guys already done similar type of questions, so that is like very standard questions of what I can say, like that is a very standard merge sort algo, because on the question itself it is stated that these two arrays are sorted, like the IDs are sorted in ascending order. So they are like, it is something like, if I can write it down somewhere, like on the test case itself. So you can see that 1 comma 2, this 1 comma 2 belongs to the first elements. Then let's suppose 2 comma 3, let's suppose and the second elements, let's suppose 3 comma 4, and like this way. I'm just trying to let you guys aware of what is the standard merge sort algo going to be help us. 2 comma 7, then 5 comma 9, then 8 comma 2, something like this. Then the resultant array, like we have to consider these two elements. If they are same, then we have to add like id one time, and value should be like the sum of those. But on this case it is different, so we will take the smaller ones. So id1 is the smaller, so we will take 1 and push the value of 2. And so initially the pointer would be here, and our j pointer should be here. Now I move to this, and as we are pushing I, so j still lies on this point only. Now on the next go, both the pointers, like I of id and j of id, So I of id means 2, j of id means 2, both are same. Then on that case we have to push like id one time and value should be sum of those. So 3 plus that is 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6 we are going to push. And then if that is the case, when we are pushing particular one elements, then we are moving only one pointer ahead. But as we are pushing both the elements, so for id 2 we have done our entire jobs, so we can move I2 here and also J2 here, because for ID2 we have done both the operations. Yeah, and like this way, like next it is 5 and 3 comma 4, so 3 comma 4 is going to be pushed as it is. And like similarly what we have at, and like this way when we are like done with operating on both the arrays, and after that there can be cases like few of the elements from array 1 or maybe from array 2 is pending. So on that case, let's suppose on this case only, so on this case like we have processed the first array completely, and the remaining elements like 5 comma 9, like from this portion to the very last, like these portions is altogether not processed. So on this we can directly push to the our resultant array. There should not be any case, because one array is already processed and rest few elements are all remaining on the array 2 or maybe on array 1, so based on the cases. So on that case we can like directly push what we have at like 5 comma 9 and 8 comma 2, so we can directly push to 5 comma 9 and 8 comma 2 as it is to our resultant array. So that should be our final answer. Yeah, the question, the implementation should be pretty straightforward. So here you can see that what I have taken. Yeah, so here I have created a one answer vector, answer list, and we have start iterating from I equals to 0, j equals to 0, and n and m stands for the length of the both the arrays, and we are doing a standard merge sort algo. So that is a standard merge sort algo we have written. So on this, what we are doing, we are first like temporized both id1 and id2 and val1 and val2 from a given I and j pointers, and we have assigned to id1 id2 val1 val2, and after that we have to do like checks, like if id1 and id2 are same, then on that case what we are told that we are going to push id1 or id2, that doesn't matter, and val should be val1 plus val2, and we will move both our pointers I and j. And if that is not the case, then we are going, if id1 is smaller, then so we are going to push id1 and val1, and we will move our I pointer. And if let's suppose else case like id1 id2 not equals and id2 is going to be a smaller element, then we push id2 and push val2 and move our j pointers. And after that like if we are remaining with some elements on nums1, then we are pushing that id1 val1 of the nums1 and we are moving our I pointer, and vice versa for j. If we have some elements to be processed on j, we are doing the same things. We are pushing id2 val2 and we are moving our j pointer, and for after that we are going to return our answer. Yeah, that is for this questions on time complexity. It is what we are doing. We are iterating on first array. Like it, this loops is going to be run on the intersections of both the arrays. So and this loop is going to be run if there are some remaining elements, and this loop is going to be run if there are some remaining elements on nums2, and this for nums1. So on the complexity is very standard, so the complexity would be like the standard time complexity of merge sort, that is of big O of n plus m, where big of n plus m, where n and m is the length of the nums1 and nums2, and the space complexity is going to be like also n plus m, because like it is less than n plus m, because but yeah, that is on the max case, that is on the max case, that is on the max case. So max case means like if all the elements of nums id of nums1 and nums2 are different, so on that case we don't have any intersection elements, and we are ended up of pushing nums1 entirely and nums2 entirely. So on that case the space is on the answer array, it is n plus m, But yeah, on both of maximum cases, we are not considering the answer array. So on that case, it is big of one, but better to tell the on an interview that the space complexity we are using is n plus m only. And yeah, why I am stating it is on the max case, because on the cases where we have both the IDs, like ID1 equals to ID2 of both the arrays, then on the resultant array we are pushing ID, either ID1 or ID2, as both are equals, and value should be val1 plus val2. So that means for this for ID1 and ID2, as we have two entries on different arrays, but we are pushing only one elements to the resultant array. So let's suppose a case where all the ID1 and ID2 are matched. Then on that case, let's suppose the length of the first array is n and length of the second array is m. Then on that case, the length of the resultant array should be n only, like max of, let's suppose I have to say n or m, because on the intersections, like all the IDs are intersect with each other, so we are only taking one entry. So let's suppose if n less than n is greater, so we are bound to push only n elements, and m is all going to be handled on that case. And if m is greater, then we are going to push n elements. So that's I written, that is of max of n comma n. Yeah, that is the time and space complexity of these questions, not more than that. Yeah, that's all from my side, and yeah, please consider to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like we are going to, as we are committed, like we are trying to make everyday Leetcode questions or important questions from different companies interviews, and we will try to make videos with end-to-end codings and along with the time and space complexity analysis. So yeah, let's consider to subscribe our channels and turn on the notification to not to miss any important updates for future. Yeah, thanks guys, bye bye.